City of mine, how I love the city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine, how I love the city of mine. It never gets me down, yeah.
I was born in the city, I was raised on its edges. My pop worked his life when it's complex. I found love in its center. If I could live here forever, think it'd be for the better. I love the weather, even though it's fog 24/7. I love the people. This is a city I met all my best friends, and I wanna thank every brick. I wanna thank every entrance to every building that I step in this city of mine. I owe you most my best moments in life. See, I fell in love for the first time in Golden Gate Park. I saw my first rap show at Great American Hall. I used to beg my homies for a ride across the bridge to goof off and spend the whole damn day doing whatever we want. Keith drove us down to Ike's place while we roll up a blunt, and me and Jack would get stoned, walk around and get lost. Don't think I'll ever truly pay back all I was lucky to get just by walking through the city. No, I'm a small part of this.
City of mine, how I love this city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine, how I love this
I never really had a place to call my own, so I travel and I roam till I find that. But I'm full of adventure, so I wander and I venture, and it's safe to say that really I don't mind that. I book a flight to try to figure where my mind's at, a spot where I don't spend no money, just some time at. I mix and mingle with the people till I learn a little. I brought some weed and baby, maybe we could burn a little. She said you're funny, I said no, I'm David, and I left. Sun shining, birds chirping, let me take a breath. I'm headed to the city where my chance to make it best. Where people like to give a little, then you take the rest. I'm hoping one day maybe I can find a place to rest. I fell in love with life and wonder where it take me next. I like the hustle and bustle, I fell in love with the fashion. I feel the pulse of the city, it's moving me like a passion and it's mine.
Hometown, baby, we go way back. All the situations, circumstances, still we don't mind. Steady going on, I dance around the street lights. Hey, I know every street sign, hanging around the block. Like if you are my friend, then you are welcome any moment. Yeah, yeah. City of mine, how I love this city of mine. It never gets me down. City of mine, how I love this city of mine. It never gets me down.
Man, I was gonna come on like, I don't know, 3 minutes ago, but that song is just so good. It's called City of Mine by Snake City. It's on Epidemic Sound, but you can find it on like, you know, Apple Music and stuff like that. Ah, so good. How you guys doing this morning? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Hello. How is everybody today? I'm telling you, I was just sitting there and I was just like, you know, just finished reading. What are you reading? Josiah, just catching up on the last stream and then got notified of this one. Nice, awesome. Well, we're gonna finish those the form today, so yeah, absolutely. Finishing your coffee here, might make another. I highly recommend making another because it's Thursday and not Friday. LinkedIn system lead gen. Oh, that's some reading right there. I was not expecting that. I was expecting like, you know, Lord of the Rings or something. Oh, you have a holiday right now. Nice. Oh, we need some emotes. Yes. Okay. So along with the series ending, where I'm building my personal website, or at least the first round of it, I'm gonna stop multi-streaming, so that way I can accept the Twitch affiliate, and then I don't know if I qualify for partner yet, but I'm gonna go ahead and accept all that stuff so we can get the emojis going for you guys. The multi-streaming is against Twitch policy for affiliates and partners and stuff. So, but to the 3 people who are watching on YouTube, I really appreciate you guys. Be sure to say hello. I can still see your chat on my end. I can't display it, but I can say hello. There we go. Afroja, hello on YouTube. For the partner, you need at least 75 active viewers. Oh, okay, yeah. So we're not there yet. I got 3 on YouTube. 3 of the best viewers of all times. No, I'm just kidding. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate you watching. Yeah, so Sam, this is going to be the last desktop dev stream for this round. I mean, I'm sure like there's a bunch of other stuff that I want to do. This is like the only project that I've never finished. And I think that I will just continue to never finish it. But there's going to be things like, you know, I want to put some hand drawn elements in there, and I want to do some illustrations and some badges and stuff like that. And that just can't fit the timeline for the Webflow sponsorship and stuff like that. So I'm going to be doing more in Webflow as we go on, but as far as this project goes, I'm going to wind down the desktop dev and then move into responsive probably on Tuesday. Tuesday we'll tackle making everything look good on, mobile devices. So Chandana, hello. Welcome to Twitch. I hope you like it. I like Twitch. I like Twitch a lot. Everybody seems so engaged and happy to be here and stuff like that. I've thought about that, setting up subbing and stuff like that, and I'm gonna see if we can do something special for you guys too. Have I thought of what I will stream after your personal website? Yeah, actually, I've got some other ideas. As you guys know, I'm obsessed with mechanical keyboards and that whole world. And one of the things that I was thinking about is like reaching out to some of these small creators in the keyboard world, like the guy that made this keyboard here. His name's Milo, and he's just a solopreneur and ran this group buy for about a year. And I mean, the amount of craft that went into this thing is incredible. But he's a designer, right? He's like, he's not a big company. And so what I was thinking is it could be kind of cool to do some collabs with people like that, solopreneurs who are doing something really, really cool, and maybe like build them a website just for fun, or a landing page where we can pull on a 3D artist and do some cool like scroll effects. So we'll still always like be working on stuff. Like the Futurist website always needs stuff to do. So this will be primarily a web-centric stream with a little bit of hobby stuff sprinkled in. Yeah, I think it'd be really neat to jam with somebody like that. Like, and I wouldn't charge them. I would ask for some free keyboards, but like it could be really cool to work on something just like a passion project. Like if you guys saw Building a Brand on YouTube, that was a 100% a passion project for me. I've always wanted to work with a brewery, and it's just one of those things where like you're in the project, there's project headaches, but you love every minute of it because you're passionate about what you're making. So oh, cool. Okay, so you're a dev, but you don't use Webflow. Nice insight. Yeah, I think if you are a developer, the things that you should take away from this stream are like the way that designers approach problems, because I would never call myself a dev. I barely know enough to kind of scrape by on HTML and CSS. And I think that like if you guys can see problems through our lens, it'll help you collaborate with us. And the same thing, like I watch dev streams to kind of understand the way that you guys look at the world. So, hey Christian, good morning. Right on. Yeah, definitely try Webflow. Yeah, exactly. Like I tell every junior designer that comes in, that works with us, that they need to go out and experience, especially if they want to work in the web. They need to go look at code. They need to understand it, even if it's just watching some YouTube videos or taking an entry-level CSS class or something like that. Because sometimes they'll want to make things that are just either completely impossible or it takes way too long to develop. It's not a problem that's worth solving, especially in a client environment. you like making your code pretty? Nice. Okay, so Nehat Oral asks, what lens am I using right now and how far away from the camera, if I may ask? Okay, cool. So I'm using an EOS R, and I have the 35 millimeter lens. I think it's the RF lens because there's no adapter on it, and I am an arm's length away, so I'm touching the camera right now. Yeah, and then I've got a big light here. Still waiting on my aperture light setup, so this is just like it's like a LED panel. Matt, hello. Oh, you guys watch Building a Brand a lot? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Wasn't Webflow made for devs? I think that their mission is just to make building websites accessible for anybody. Or at least that's what the narrative is now. I'm not sure back in the day. I was actually late to the Webflow party compared to a lot of the other platforms that are out there. Webflow was introduced to me by an intern. Believe it or not, it's the same guy. Like this is the intern of legend. Like when I'm 80 years old and looking back on my career and thinking about all the people that I had the chance to collaborate with, Leo is going to be the one. He is the one that I'm going to look back and just be like, man, that guy was killer. He's got a great job now. He's working in Silicon Valley. But he brought both Webflow and Notion to my attention, which has completely changed my life. Yeah. That's the beautiful thing about Webflow is that while you're using it as a designer, you're learning the concepts behind all of the CSS terminology. Like even working in the web for 10 years before I hit Webflow, I still kind of struggled with the difference between margin and padding. As simple as that is, right? Margin is the space around an element and padding is the space inside the border of an element. But being able to see it visually in Webflow really helped me. Yeah. What else are you guys doing this week? It's a good conversation in the chat for a Thursday. Yeah, for me, we are busy looking for... oh my gosh, I just looked over at Discord and saw somebody's TV with my face on it. That's always distracting. We actually are hiring for a few positions. Number one is a community manager for our pro group, and number two is a marketing director. We're looking for someone with a lot of experience in ad spend and stuff like that. So I think we've got the community manager position filled. So this week has been just dedicated to that hunt. And then the other thing is, I would love any recommendations that you guys have, but for our pro group, we've got a ton of different content that's in right now. It's in a class in Teachable, but it's like 900 hours of video. Seriously, it's so much stuff, and we're about to dump all of Chris's Clubhouse calls in there. And the thing is that like we really need a repository, a library of video content that's like searchable and indexable. So I'm looking for a different platform to host all of those videos where we can put transcripts and stuff like that. And again, we're not really looking to develop anything custom, but looking for that like kind of private Netflixy thing. Oh, you joined the pro group before? Yeah, it is a lot. Like when you log in, you're immediately welcomed by Chris in a video, except the thing is after that video, there's literally 900 hours of video. I mean, it's probably 300 calls that have been recorded, and it's so tough to know where you need to go. So we're trying to make that better. So what are we doing? Okay, so you're preparing for final juries and critique tomorrow. Oh man, Manny, that's awesome. I know it feels nervous now, but I'm glad you're going through it. Just did production for your first media event for work. Nice, that's cool, Andy. I'm leaving the family business to pursue streaming and content creation. Squall Dog, that is awesome. Congrats. Do you guys just ever take in random interns? Kind of, not really. we did at Blind, because there was a very clear role for an intern. Designers, it's like, if your portfolio is good, then we can bring you on and put you to work pretty much immediately. With the future, we're a content company, we're an education company, and the difference is pretty striking. So the only interns that I could see us taking on right now are video creators, editors and cinematographers. I just don't think that we would need or serve anybody else, because we don't do a lot of like design client work anymore. So that world kind of closed. By the way, Ben, when you watch the tutorials, you can't scroll up and down on the sidebar to watch prior or later videos. Yes, we know about that bug. We're working on it. It sucks. Sorry about that. Is it important to know a little bit of JavaScript? I barely know JavaScript. As a matter of fact, I started taking the Wes Boss JavaScript 101 course and really enjoyed it, but got a little lost when we got to some of the more seemingly complex stuff. Yeah. Yes, we need guided learning paths. That's definitely on our roadmap. We're actually thinking about doing certification, and in the future possibly tying certifications to, or certifying people using blockchain. Because the biggest thing that we're concerned about is that, like, if we just give people a PDF certificate and then throw a PNG badge their way, it's like, what does that say, really? Wouldn't indexing be possible by adding tags in a website to certain pages with those teachable videos and then adding a filter or search bar? Yes. The thing is that we need to be able to control the access to it. So obviously it's an exclusive library. So we're trying to do this where we're not going to have to add one more platform for our Pro members to sign into. So that's the other thing. Did I quit logo design? Not really. I can still design logos. It's not my passion though. I've always been about websites. I've loved web design as a craft. Not if I need help with JavaScript, hit me up. Oh yeah, sure. Jump in Discord, man. I would love, like, I do it for fun, so I would love like a learning path, if you could recommend. No, make them sign into all the platforms. Yeah, right now there's the Academy and Teachable, and then there's AirMeet, and Circle. So, yeah. Yep. So it's a lot. It's a lot. And from an admin perspective, we've really been liking Circle. From, to be able to respond to posts, controlling notifications, it's been great. But Chris just found Discord. He got invited to speak at a conference, and the whole conference is hosted on Discord. So he was like, "Hey, what about Discord?" I was like, "Dude, we've been on Discord. What do you mean?" But yeah, he's thinking about that. But I don't know that it would serve the pro group. It may be good for like more of a free community, but like threaded replies in Discord is a little tough. You really want somebody to think about their post, craft it, post it, and then be able to see replies and comments behind that really well. And that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest downfall of Discord. And then somebody suggested that we could use Discord to host files, but I don't think that we could control access to that very well. Like, not only is there a file size limit, but there's also like, somebody could probably download it pretty easy. So Miguel, the Discord server link, since you're over on YouTube, you might want to pop over to my Instagram and grab that. It's in my link in bio thing. Perry, should I follow Chris's advice and charge $10K for a logo design project, or lower down my prices a little bit? Do what's right for you. Do what's right for you. So I think we always need to strive to charge more, but we also need to keep the lights on. We need to pay rent. So if you need to make ends meet, absolutely do that. What do we mean by sharing files exactly? Basically distributing calls. So like, for example, the library of 900 videos, somebody suggested Discord to host that. And I don't think that would be the right call, You can use administrative settings in Discord to prevent free users from seeing specific channels that are meant for paid members only. Yeah, absolutely. But again, for that specific reason where we have this knowledge library, the calls, they happen pretty much every Wednesday, and the calls are 2 hours long, sometimes 3 hours long, and they're chunked out into, Chris responds to people's questions. So we've got these 10 to 15 minute responses to his questions that are gold, and we need a way to timestamp those and have those be searchable. So if somebody's like, they had a question like Perry over here, it's like, hey, should I reduce my prices? I would love for someone to be able to type that in a search bar and go right to the timestamp in the right video. Yeah, Discord's definitely not the play for that, but I'm looking for something like Wistia and Vimeo actually have some pretty cool stuff going on, but Google Chat? I didn't know Google had chat. Use Wistia at work? Cool. Yeah, we've used Wistia before. That was in the Jose days, so I have to review that. But that's definitely something that's on the forefront of our mind. Like, how do we cost effectively transcribe all these videos and make them searchable and indexable? Discord is for us gamers. Chris is a gamer. I don't know if you knew that, but yeah, he plays. He and I played Skyrim at the same time, not together, obviously, because back in that day, I don't think they had the Skyrim Online thing. Yeah, but yeah, he's a gamer. And from what I'm told, right? From what I've been told, back in his day, he ran his Halo team like a general, right? He kept everybody in line. They were moving in formation. So yeah, he plays. For sure. He's into comic books and anime. He's a well-rounded individual. I love Skyrim too. Dude, I got so lost in that game. We need to do a Dying Light co-op. I don't know what that is. I would say I I've always played video games, but it's definitely more on the Call of Duty side, like Warzone and stuff. Yeah. Oh, you went and you installed 250 plus visual mods to make it look beautiful. That's funny. Yes, yeah, Chris is on the board of SPJA, the nonprofit that hosts Anime Expo, and that conference is amazing. I've been twice, and I cannot wait until we can go again. Seriously, it's just the anime community, man, is incredible. I am so impressed with that. I've always, like I said last stream, I've always been like dabbling. I've always been like on the outside, kind of Dragon Ball Z level, and only recently have I like actually watched, gone deeper down the rabbit hole. But what I'm finding is like the community of people, it's just incredible. They're great. Witcher 3, I've played it. I love it. Yeah. I don't know anything about Battlefield. I've always been a Call of Duty man. We were on a streak. We play Warzone. Me and my brother and my brother's wife. They're serious too. They have 2 Xboxes in the house, in different rooms, so that we all play together. But we've been playing Warzone, and we've gotten 4 wins in the past 4 nights. So we're pumped about that. Which anime have I watched recently? I just finished, or not finished, I'm caught up with Jujutsu Kaisen, I think it's called. Yeah. Battlefield is more cinematic. Oh, nice. Yeah. Dying Light. Okay, let's take a look at this. See it. Enter my birthday. Let me enter my precise birthday. 1944. Sweet. Oh, the ultimate zombie game. Oh, killer. Yeah, I can get into zombies. Okay, I'll take a look. I usually play in the evenings. That's the gaming rig back there, so. Smacks, good morning. Yeah, the only Call of Duty that I didn't like is the one with the jetpack. Did you guys play that one? Yeah. Hey, Perry, thanks. I appreciate it. We'll catch you later. Yeah, I was not a fan of like the Call of Duty where you could jump and then jetpack out of there. It's crazy. So, yeah. I mean, I still played it, but like... All right, let's get into this. Go to desktop with id. There we go. All right, so here we are on the home page. This is one of the pages that we'll finish today. So let's go over to our collab page, and we got to style these radio buttons. This is where we left off last time. So, oh, coffee's gone. You know what that means. We're going back to a classic, Good and Gather Ginger Peach. Somebody recommended it last time, and I just so happened to have it in my library. So this is the seltzer of the day. Have I played Hyper Light Drifter? I have not. Is this something I need to look into too? MDS, if I were to buy the How to Find Clients on the Future, would it help me move off Fiverr and find clients outside that are potentially higher paying as well? I think it'll give you a good overview. Where that course is lacking is like a tactical approach to this. So if you're good at translating some like high level stuff into actions, then yes. But if you're looking for that tactical approach to finding clients, probably not. This is a different cup, by the way. Yeah, the tactics, we thought about doing some tactics in that course. But here's the problem with that. Here, we'll go back to just chatting. If Chris interviewed the creator of Hyper Light Drifter, yes, I forget his name though. I'll have to look into that. You're connecting the dots, yeah. It's seltzer, it's not soda. Okay, so if you're looking to find clients, the thing is that like teaching people how to find clients, especially like you see this all the time on YouTube. It's like, follow me and I'll tell you the way to find clients and stuff like that. And it's kind of silly because the tactics are different between clients. What works for one group of people is not going to work for the other group of people. And that's both on like the freelancer agency side and on the client side. So for example, if you were going to go after retirement homes are great business because they're very much needed. It's almost like a long stay hotel, as morbid as that is, but they are constantly in competition for the high dollar clients. So they make great design clients. The way that you reach out to them and the way that you connect to them is going to be extraordinarily different than if you wanted to work with, say, video game peripherals, like the stuff that Razer does or other brands like that. So teaching those tactics, it's like we'd have to break down every single industry and every single possible vertical and figure that out. The key to finding clients is deciding who your clients are going to be. And it has to be exclusive. It has to be specialist. It has to be something that's like one of the most common questions that we get is how to find clients. And the first question I ask is, well, tell me who your clients are going to be. And we have to base our answer on that. So trying to teach a generic like lead generation class is really, really tough. Yeah. I'd love to know how to find people who really need logos. Okay. Ooh, this is good questions. These are really good questions, guys. I have lots of thoughts on this, and I have a feeling that we're not going to get to the homepage, but that's okay. That's okay. Here's a great perspective to have. Matter of fact, I just had a consulting session last night, and I already drew the diagram. So let's take a look at this. Can you guys see this okay? Let me know if this is coming through, like if it's autofocus and blurry. How's that? Is that better? Let's do maybe we can do video only for this. Okay. Turns out the EOS RP, the autofocus shuts off on this thing. So it's kind of crazy. All right. Here's the deal about logo clients. Logo clients are very challenging to find because of one simple fact. Let's say this is the lifespan of a business, right? This is where they start, and this is like it just keeps going and going and going and going. Here is where they need a logo, right? Right in the beginning. And then somewhere down the line, they might need a rebrand here. Okay? So you have two shots in the entire company's lifespan. Then when you look at their revenue, they start off small, right? And then they grow over time. And so when they first need that logo, their revenue is very small. And so at this point, you're not going to be able to charge them a lot. Whereas over here, if you're sitting here, this rebrand is going to be highly competitive. Now, I'm not saying this is a bad business. I'm saying it's just something to be aware of, because you have 2 shots or 3 shots to hit every single company in the world, right? And it's a moving target, right? So here it is, like this is the target. Each company is a moving target, and they're moving very fast. And here you are with a single arrow. And not only do you have to hit the target, but you also have to hit this one spot in their life cycle. So when you're a logo designer and that's what you specialize in, you have to be prepared for your revenue, like the money that you bring in, to kind of go up and down. Like you have these peaks and valleys in your revenue over time. So it's really important to be aware of this, because if you're in logo design, you constantly have to be looking for new clients in this zone, because if you stay here, it's going to be really hard for you to make ends meet unless you're just constantly grinding out logos. Now, there are exceptions, of course. I built a business using, doing logo design, but I found way more success in things like web design and marketing and things like that. And those are these little hashtags, these little tick marks along the line, because a company is always going to need things like packaging design. They're always going to need things like marketing. They're always going to need things like website changes and modifications and all this kind of stuff. So hitting this, any one of these marks is a lot easier, right? As long as you hit that target. So I think it's just something to be aware of as you guys are building businesses, that this right here should be the at the forefront of your mind. that make sense? I know I just unloaded a lot on you. Sorry. Okay. The messaging changes with each one of these steps. Lots of targeting required. Absolutely. And it's just something to be aware of, because you have to hit the right company at the right point in their life cycle and be prepared to answer exactly what they need, you know? So when you're preparing your business, and when you're putting together the product that you're selling, you need to be aware of how that sales cycle is going to work. And it's when you're in the branding ecosystem, or when you're specializing in branding, it can be challenging. And that's why, a lot of my consulting clients, they come to me, they're looking for branding, but really what they're passionate about are packaging design or marketing collateral design or, UI design, and all of these things, they're much easier to onboard clients. And then if you think about people like Jessica Hish or Aaron Draplin, I would venture a guess. Like I don't know this for sure, but I would venture a guess that a lot of their clients are outsourced through larger agencies. Like the agencies are the ones that hire the specialists to come through and do that hand lettered logo. And so, that's a huge majority of the blind work that we did was brokered through bigger agencies, because Blind was a motion design studio for most of its life. So. Love that your chat is on screen now. I always see on YouTube, but it was confusing listening to you respond to comments I couldn't see. Yeah, I totally get that. This helps. Hey, Fran Joe. That reminds me of building a brand on the future where you hired a professional hand letterist. Yeah, Emmanuel was awesome. Yep. Is it better to find clients who need website redesigns or ones without any websites? I would say either one. The website redesigns, it depends. It all depends. I would focus a lot on an industry niche or an audience that you want to market to. So for example, if you wanted to work with consumer goods in the computer peripheral space and you wanted to sell mice or keyboards or, something like that, I would focus more on the specific problems that industry has. How do maybe they want to integrate Discord into their website somehow or something like that. And if you can solve for a specific problem that this specific person has, that's where the money comes in. Like people hire you to solve a pain point. Redesign with no content change sounds like easy money to me. From a developer's perspective, absolutely. I'm fired up this morning, guys. I want to talk. Oh man. All right, let's keep going on this radio thing. But like I said, I'm gonna keep an eye on the chat, so please feel free to ask more questions. All right, so in our designs here, we've got these cool looking radio buttons that have this like 3D extrusion. I always want to say extrusion, like excruciating. So we're gonna implement this, and I actually found somebody else who's done this. So we're gonna do this. If I ask more questions, you will definitely not get your webpage done. That's okay. That's okay, guys. This is why I'm here. So I can do this work late at night while I'm watching. What was it? What's the new show on Webflow? Something and Bone. Steel and Bone. Oh, it's so good. So good. Do I get a lot of remote clients? Which type of clients do you prefer? I don't care if they're close or remote. I would probably still prefer to meet with them over Zoom. The in-person touch is cool, but it's a lot more time. Readings from KC. Very nice. Okay, it's a show. It's called Steel and Bone or something like that. It's a fantasy series. There's like magic going on. There's like a desert. There's magicians who make air and steer ships across the desert. I'm butchering this. I'm so sorry for everybody who loves that show, but yeah. Chris honestly hated sites where they didn't want to change the content. Felt like I was shoehorning it into a design and the copy is as important as the design. I agree, though the way that I prefer to work, obviously, with my site is start with the design and then shoehorn the content into the design. Shadow and Bones, that's what it is. Yeah. Yep, Shadow and Bone. It's so good, guys. So good. All right, so I think I'm just gonna copy this. All right, so there's overflow mask. How is this pulling its height and width? It's strange. There's a main button. New show on Webflow? Did I say that? Oh my god. I'm just so excited, guys. I'm so sorry. It's on Netflix. Netflix. Got me all hot and bothered with that logo design question. How has working for the future been now that we're remote? Any unexpected hurdles? The biggest hurdle was with the video team and file management. That was a challenge, but we overcame that with Dropbox. Kind of a simple solution. The other thing is, I guess, not so much like, not so much morale. What's the word I'm looking for? You see that people are not collaborating as well as they used to. And in a way that's good because people get things done faster because they're just putting their head down, nose to the grindstone, get it all done. But at the same time, you know, we're missing that magic that happens, you know, so we're trying to find a solution for that. This is the Webflow show. Welcome to the Webflow show. All right, let's get this button done. Okay, here we go. This is how they're doing it. So they're moving it by 10 pixels and they have a transform on it. All right, so this is the main button. So we've got a mask. Then we've got a main button that's moved by a 2D transform. And then we've got our left border containment, which has a triangle at the top, which is right there, and then a fill border. And so basically, like, the challenge here is to create that angle. And the way that they're doing that is they're setting the border on the right side and the bottom to be colored, and then the top and the left side to be transparent. And so then you get that angle. I really want to collaborate more with others, but it seems people only want to collaborate if I pay them. So Justin, what I would do is look for people who don't do what you do, who actually need what you do. So that makes like super nice collaboration. Like me with the keyboard people, like the Kinda Keyboards website. Let's check it out. So this is the website. It's not bad, right? It's not a terrible site. But the product design, the level of product design that he has with his keyboard does not match the website design. And so I see a need here, and I haven't reached out to Milo yet, but it's gonna happen after I do the build stream. And I'm gonna just say, hey, look, I know you're working on other boards. Let's collaborate. Let's let me make you a website. You provide the 3D renders and maybe throw me a board or something. I don't know. Hint. But let's do this. Let's make some content. Let's build some buzz about this. So I think if you look for that, then you'll find people in need. Like if you're a designer, maybe find an audio guy to work with. Audio guys need thumbnails all the time, if they're doing podcasts or YouTube videos or something like that, and in exchange they can help you with your audio needs. Does that make sense? Okay, so we'll do 3D button wrapper. Actually, we'll do container. And we'll set the overflow to hidden on that one. I think that's all the styling that this guy had. Yeah, so he just made the overflow hidden. Okay, and we'll pull one of our radio buttons in here. I just Googled shadow and bone on Webflow and I got box shadow in the results. Dad joke. Hello. That landed. All right. Okay. So we've got our container here. And I think that this is where he set. Okay. So no width and height. So he's doing it with what? Padding? In the main. Okay, there it is. So he's got button text and then padding, and then he's got margin, 10 pixels of margin on either side, and that creates the space. So when we're animating the main button up and over, that 10 pixels of space is what you're seeing here. Okay, so let's try that. So I'm going to style this 3D button main. Set our padding here. Oh, you know what I'm noticing is that the button padding and the radio icon here, like the radio icon, I think is position absolute, because the padding is not impacting that position. But that's totally fine. So we'll do 1.5 EM on that. All right, so we had a border around that one. Let's see what it was on dark mode. Yeah, same kind of border. I have zero confidence for the most part. I blame my previous employer. Why do you say that, Moonraid? Let's talk about it. Lay back on the couch and let's have a session. What's up? Why are you not confident? A lot of it was, I don't like this. Yeah, therapy with Mr. Ben Burns. Welcome. Have a seat. How you feeling? I'm not feeling it when asking for feedback. That is the worst. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. But if they're not able to say why, there's a problem there. That being said, I've been in that position too, so I can probably offer some, maybe not advice, but some perspective from someone who designs by gut, and they're kind of waiting to like the know it when we see it kind of stuff. It's terrible. Shouldn't work like that, but that was my perspective for a really long time. Couldn't get any direction. Yeah. Whenever I'm giving feedback, I try to say, like, you know, I use Matthew's sandwich, where it's like, here's what's good about this. Here's what I actually really like about it. Here's how it can be better, or here's, you know, here's how I think it could improve. And then I kind of point something out, like, here's what I like. Here's a kind of cool thing that I noticed that you did here. So I'm paying attention to the work that was created. So, but that was a journey for me. Like, I used to give very similar feedback where it's like, guys, this is not right. We gotta do more. Yeah. Have you tried posting work in public forums to get critique and feedback? Because that could help too. But Moonraid, the thing is that, like, that was actually terrible advice, because we really shouldn't be externally validated like that. You know, it's easy to say, tough to do. Whoa, A's in the chat. What's up, A? Whoa. AA, the stream today is like, we just veered way off track, and now we're trying to rein ourselves in, but it's just not working. And it's a beautiful, wonderful thing. Because sometimes it just needs to happen like that. Okay. All right, so we've got our main container. We'll style the insides here in a second. Let's go ahead and work on our, need to add our borders. Okay, so we'll add div here. And this needs to be our left border, right? Contain left border. I don't know about you guys, but I always spell border, B-O-A-R-D-E-R, like pirates boarding. What are we working on today? We're finishing up this contact form. We were highly distracted by a great question about logo design business, and we got derailed. But it was a beautiful conversation, so we're just rolling with it. R mateys. Okay. Oh, I see. So the left border is actually inside of the main button container, and then we've got the main content inside that. So I need to adjust this real quick. Oh, I guess I can't move that. Okay, so I'm gonna have to switch them. So we'll put this as our main. Well, yeah, we'll just switch that there. Slight derail. How did you end up liking micro power toys? You talking about the Windows PC here, then, Mason? If so, I really like it. I hadn't used a Windows computer since 2011, and they're so much better now. So much better. I still use my Mac for productivity stuff like emailing and all that kind of crap, but okay. So the main, what contains the text is the piece with padding. So let me just make sure that that's the, yeah, okay. So that's the one we styled here. And then the main wrapper, I think, is the piece with, okay, so we're flex, display flex, vertical. Okay. Let's do that real quick. Display flex, vertical, and there we go. So we're duplicating this button that we found on Webflow. Like I said, the community on Webflow is incredible, and you can find other people who have built what you're trying to build and take the concepts and recreate it on your own site. So we're literally looking inside somebody else's Webflow website. I'm actually going to be doing that. I'm going to allow anybody to access this website to just kind of like poke around and see how it's built and clone it if you want, etc. Quick question: if I wanted to make super quick bare bones sites for small businesses, is Webflow or Elementor better? I've never used Elementor, but I don't know. But I would recommend Webflow 100%, just to avoid WordPress. Yeah. Okay, so we've got display flex on that. Does he have anything else? Okay, he's got his typeset here, and this is where he's got the 2D and 3D transforms. Okay. So we'll add those here. Start off with pixels, just to where the transition lives too. Oops. Okay, so then we've got contain the left border container, and that's set to absolute and aligned left. And so he did set specific width that matches the margin that we've got on our main button container. So let's try that. Let's say start working in EMs here. Position this absolute and align left. And then we're also doing flex vertical here. Okay. Now, while we're doing this, I'm gonna go ahead and take off our 2D and 3D transforms so that we can actually see what we're doing here. Avoid WordPress like the plague. Yeah. Do I have a future Academy class coming on Webflow? I've been thinking about it. The thing is that like I don't feel like an expert by any means. Like I would trust like people like Timothy Ricks more to do a course. But I have thought about doing more of like a collaboration style course where you come in, I'm your guide through the whole thing, but we're pulling in external authors to maybe teach lectures, but you know I can kind of help along the way. That's the tricky thing. Like this is something I would love to teach. This is something I would love to know enough about to teach. I just don't feel like, you know, I have enough innate knowledge to be an expert in the space. That being said, like I would want to pull in a developer that knew what they were doing to take a look, and that's something I'm going to be doing with this website. I'm gonna bring in a couple of buddies who are devs, and they're going to take a look and see how I've constructed this thing and critique the build. So yeah, it's definitely been on my mind. So we'll see. We'll see. Okay, something's not right here. Outer button, position static. See, like this right here, this problem right here. So we've positioned this thing absolute, and it's relative to the body. But I don't understand why it's not like on my install, this left border is all the way up here. You know what I mean? So this is one of those reasons where like, I don't know if I'm a good fit to teach this, because I don't know why the left border is all of a sudden aligning itself to the body's edge. What about Young Guns? Oh man, I don't think that we're doing that again. Maybe, but probably not. It seems like we complain about it, and this is totally not, you know, I don't want to make it seem like we're complaining. But that kind of stuff is a lot of work. Yeah, it is so much work. Okay, so you can see this is position absolute and it's relative to the body, and yet it's sitting right here inside the button. But on mine, we've got the same thing. We've got our left border, and I don't know if you can see it, but it's aligned to the screen. It's aligned to the browser screen. So why is that? Isn't that live troubleshooting? Yeah, exactly. Why you do that? I guess I could just make this container position relative, and that would fix it. There you go. Yeah, Krista, exactly. The div that the left border is within needs to be relative for it to stay with the box. Except this isn't relative. It's static. The wrapper on this guy's site, and then the outer button overflow is also static. So none of it. This is position absolute, but it's relative to the body, but it's staying in the box, and I don't understand it. So there's this position wrap, display, flex, and it's centered and justified. So let's see if we move the outer button mask out. Oh yeah, then it just turns to a mess. So it has to do with this you know, being within a flex div, I guess. Weird. That is really weird. I think we'd be able to do this though. So we've got our main wrapper here, and I set the container to relative. So hopefully that'll fix it. Okay, let's keep going. All right, so then we've got our triangle and our fill border. Let's go ahead and set those. Whoa. See? Border. Like a pirate. Again, border like a pirate. See what I mean? I'm broken. I'm malfunctioning. Okay, so let's do our border here. Set this to 5, I guess. And we'll make this color our pink color. Same thing here. Set it to 5 and set this to pink. And then these do the same thing. Set this to 5, except this time we'll go transparent. And that should create a triangle. Let's take a look. I'm gonna zoom in here. Whoa, there we go. So you can kind of see it right there. There's the triangle. And we did that with just border colors, which is really cool. Okay, so our left border fill will do 0.6 EM width and fill it with our pink color. And I think he's got that position absolute as well. Let's take a look. Nope, just static and with a height of 100%. Oh, so he didn't set a width on that. He just set a width on the entire border. Okay. So we'll set the width to 0 and 0. On our triangle, we'll get rid of the width here. And we'll set height to 100%. Okay, so there we've got our There's something amiss here. Okay, so we've got display, vertical, we're stretching, and then justifying to the top. Oh, I know what it is. Okay. So we'll do 0.3 EM. See if that works. Yep. Okay, so it's a perfect perfect situation there. reviewing the chat. Hey, Rafid, hello. Take a deep dive on transitioning from Sketch to Figma. Ooh. You're taking a dog in that fight? Is that the saying? All right, so then we got contain bottom border, and this has a height of 10 pixels, so that'll be our 0.6 EM. And we've got positioned absolute on the bottom. So let's go ahead and make that. That's not the top, that's the bottom. What am I doing here? Okay, position that on the bottom there. And we'll change our height to 0.6 EM. And then it's probably got this display flex horizontal. Yep, and justify right. Okay. And then our duplicate this. Set that to our 3D button bottom fill. Switch positioning here and make this width 100%. And there it is. Okay, and then we've got our triangle. We need to flip this. So really the only thing that we need to do is reclass it. So we'll duplicate that into our bottom triangle, and then switch the colors. So the bottom border and the right border will be transparent, and then the top will be pink, as well as the left. And that makes our pretty little triangle there. Okay, so there's that. Now we've got our main content, and this has some margin that we need to put in of 0.6 EMs. Okay. Every single time you hear Figma, you think of Ligma. Figma is great. Well, I mean, you can't throw XD under the bus. I love XD, Jake. Get out of here. No. I think that XD has things that Figma does not, but we'll need some time to figure out what. I will say the arc tool in Figma is awesome. It's genius. Okay. So I think that the reason why this guy did not want to make this position relative, this container, is because he doesn't want these border elements to impact the size. So if we change this back to static, we're going to lose our border there. Oh, maybe that's not it. Hold up. Let's try one more thing. Do relative on that. But then this is the, yeah, this is the one I believe that we need to do our transforms, right? Nope, main wrapper. Okay, let's try it. Okay, that seems to work. So then I think we just add a hover state where we transform it back up to 0, right? Let's try it. See if it works. Oh, it works. It works so good. Whoop, whoop. So Marius over on YouTube says, can you do some interaction stuff like JavaScript functionality in Webflow? Not with the default tool, but you can always embed code, and you can also add head code and body code to every page and to the site overall. So for example, I've got a global HTML embed that controls some of the more advanced styling that I used on the blog post, for example. That's kind of cool. All right, so I want to take this main content area and we'll add some transition on this as well. Oops. So we'll do all properties. Ease out quart. Maybe do 400 milliseconds on this. And then on hover, we'll change the border color to pink and the background color to our black and the text color to our gray color. All right, let's see if this all kind of works together. Got to get out of the hover state here. Nice. Yeah, it looks good. I don't know about the dark background. I'm kind of thinking we keep it light, but we change the border color. Let's try that. So we'll go hover. Maybe we'll make the maybe not. Let's just try the border change. So we'll add the gray and then change the border color to pink. See how that goes. Maybe we thicken up the border. Thick boy. There we go. That actually works. Just need to adjust the animation. I think it's a little slow, so we'll do 300. And I think we actually need to change our main wrapper transition. Yeah, so we'll do 300 milliseconds here. And make sure we're using quart. Okay. See if that works a little smoother. You know, it's interesting that it you notice that the border effect kind of flickers there right at the end. Maybe we just don't add a transition time onto that. Let's try that. Or just make it like super fast so you can't really see it. Yeah, that's way better. Cool. Thanks for stopping by, as always. No series. Nosferatu. That's crazy. Wizardry technique.webflow.io, jQuery writer. I've seen this. I don't understand it yet. I haven't wrapped my brain around it, but if you guys are following T-Rix, I am sure that there is a very complete tutorial about this. But yeah, this is cool. Builder tutorial right there. Bam. Yeah, this is the man who should teach the Webflow class for sure. Maybe we can collab on that. That'd be kind of cool. Okay. Oh, there's dying light. All right, so I think we're done on that. The only concern that I have is the rest of the world adjusting there. Like you see the everything else kind of shifting around. But let's see if we can fix that with some margin and kind of control that. Marius asks, would you not recommend Webflow for certain areas? Yeah. So e-commerce right now is still pretty weak. Timothy needs 100 times the amount of followers he has. He absolutely does, and he's going to be featured on this series in a big way. So I'm hoping to throw him at least 10,000, 20,000 people. So e-commerce and Webflow, we use it on our site. We've been testing it with the book, and it's pretty good for physical products, and it's good for simple downloads. But as soon as you start getting into like bundling and discounting and pulling dynamic shipping rates and all that kind of stuff that like WooCommerce has been doing for years, that's where Webflow kind of gets weak. So, okay. I am really happy with this. We need to figure out how to get the rest of the form to stop shifting, and then we need to lay the form out a little bit better because these fields are really tight. So we're gonna get rid of that. The other thing is that I noticed that something broke. Oh, it was fixed. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was noticing that the message label wasn't animating up, so. With that border thickness change, shifts everything. A is totally right. I wish that it would just perform like design software does. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna take a quick bio break. We will get the rest of these buttons in shape and then style the form to look pretty. And then we'll move on to the homepage. So I will be back in 3 minutes. Don't go anywhere. we're back. Wardrobe change. It's freezing. Isn't it weird? Like, I don't know if you guys are where you are in the world, but in the South right now, the weather is crazy. On, what was it? Tuesday, it was hot. It was like, 82, 83, which, I mean, it's not terribly hot, but it was definitely a little warm. And then Wednesday hit and there were storms and it dropped down to, what was it, like 42 or 43? It was crazy cold yesterday, and today it's pretty cold too. It's crazy. Do I have enough gasoline? We don't go anywhere. We don't drive anywhere, so it's not a huge problem for us. But there's a massive shortage in the area for sure. Here in Italy this morning it was 30 degrees, now 6 p.m. almost hurricane. Oh my gosh. Is that 30 degrees Fahrenheit or Celsius? Because I don't know Celsius, so I don't know if that's cold or warm. It has been nuts. I mean, just crazy. I was taking a walk last night and was head to toe covered, hood on, that kind of thing. Yeah, nuts. All right, let's finish this up. Okay, so we need to style the inside of the form, or the inside of the radio button, and I think we can say, all right, what's pressed look like? And focused. Let's see. Do custom style. Let's see if that does it. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, so this is new in Webflow. We used to not be able to style this. Oh, did you see that? There we go. That was crazy. What? Anyway, we used to not be able to style our radio buttons, but they added that capability, so we can do a custom button situation here. All right, so let's just go ahead and pull our styling from here. So we have just a black outline that is 24 pixels, so it needs to be like probably 1.1 EM. Let's go. And our border will be black color there. Feels a little small, so we'll do 1.3. You're about to get hit with a 17-year cicada plague. What is that? 250 cicadas per square yard? Oh my God. That is biblical. That is straight out of the Old Testament. Holy smokes. That's crazy. Wow. Okay, I think I need to style these buttons away from... I guess I can't really. Let's do this. Let's do negative 0.2 EM margin on the top. See if that moves the... There we go. Okay. Check that against this. That's about right. And then for our checked. Okay. So here's what we have on the checked button style, right? We've got the entire thing changes. So let's see if we can actually select this container. Nope. I'm gonna have to style each individual thing differently. So we've got the wrapper, and we can change this to pressed, which will change the background color to pink. So we'll add that. Pressed, change the background to pink. Okay, and then we've got our radio dot, and basically what they have is a border width and color change here. But I'm wondering if we can actually do something like this, where we're adding a shape inside of there and making that visible. This is gonna be challenging. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. We'll just change this back to 1 pixel. What? And then make a background change. I bet you could do a background image or something like that. It's a color overlay. I wish I could just do it with a div though, right? Just position a div in the middle. Apparently, oh my gosh, every time this song in the background plays, I can feel the snaps in the sinuses. Apparently this got deleted the first time. Oh. I have a big cookbook at home for kicks, and one of the recipes is a pizza topped with cicadas. Dude, Travis, there you go. Hey, Base 10, welcome. Good to see you again. It does look like a giant fly. We find dead cicadas all over the place. They're like alien looking creatures. Crazy. All right, so what I'm trying to figure out now is how to get that dot inside the button, and one solution is to set it as a background image, which is possible to change the state like that, but I don't know, I don't want to do that. I think I'm gonna have to end up doing that, but I don't want to. So let's export this. We'll export it as a tiny PNG. Now maybe we can do SVG. Yeah, keep it simple. Cicada pizza. Ugh. Radio dot a radio button ellipse. There we go. So we'll choose image here and drag this into our library. And there we go. Okay. So now we need to do maybe a width of like 90%. And center it in the circle. Probably need to come down to like 80. All right, let's try that. Well, that didn't work. Oh, none of them are working. Maybe we need to view it on the published site. Let's try it. Let's try it. Okay, but have you guys ever eaten bugs? Like, have you ever actually tried it when you were a kid or going to museums or anything like that? Story time. I did a strategy session in Houston, Texas with Matthew. And while we were there, we're both kind of like foodie people. While we were there, we went out to eat, and we went to this traditional Mexican place. Probably the best Mexican food that I've had so far. I've never been to Mexico, but this place was incredible. And we ordered an assortment of mole. And one of the mole was a fire ant mole. And that was the most delicious mole that I have ever had in my life. And it was made from roasted and ground ants. It was so good. So that has opened my mind to eating bugs. It was crazy. Yeah. And there was like 7 or 8 different kinds. Traditional, like, cocoa mole, I guess, or chocolate mole. There was a whole bunch of other stuff, but the ant one was crazy. And the crazy thing is they took the roasted ants and they like sprinkled it on top, so you could see that you were definitely eating bugs. But man, dip the tortilla in there and oh, so good. So good. That worked. I mean, it doesn't look great right now, but it worked. Ooh. All right, let's go checked. We'll make sure that this does not repeat. And we'll tweak the size here. We'll go 70%. There we go. That looks better. You were an executive chef for 6 years and eaten some weird stuff, but never ants. I'm telling you, it was delicious. So good. Have you traveled to Southeast Asia? Not yet. It's on the bucket list. They have buffets of bugs, skewers full of scorpions, spiders, worms, crickets, etc. Yeah, I'm pretty adventurous. All that stuff scares the crap out of me, but like, if it was presented in the right way, like I think I would be into it. Well, that's weird. What are we doing here? Look at that. It's like off center. Looks like an eyeball. Whoa. You could do some kind of cool stuff with that. Maybe have that like follow the cursor or something like that. Crazy. I bet you it has something to do with our weird margins. Or not. It looks like the circle actually goes outside of the boundary there. Okay, so right here it says width 1.3 EM, and then when you go to checked, it converts back to pixels. So let's do 1.3 EM. No, that didn't work either. That's really strange. Let's try just changing it to pixels. 24 pics. What is with that? This is nuts. Oh, you know what? I bet you if we play with the size, I bet you it's one of those things where you can't divide with an even or an uneven number. Yep, see right there? It snapped into place at 73%. That's so strange. Okay, I'm going to convert this back to EMs. Some of those sizes are some of the sizing is kind of weird. Like you're literally trying to split pixels. And sometimes that doesn't really line up. Yeah, I think that's better. Let's publish it and see. Jordan, you're living in Taiwan? That's cool. Where do you live now, and why don't you live in Taiwan? What's stopping you? All right, so let's see. Bam. Oh, that looks good. That looks hella good. Okay, so it's still pushing the rest of the form down, which is really strange. And then we're supposed to be able to change that background color. Let's just make sure that that's in place too. I wonder why that's happening, where the background color of this, when it's pressed, is not changing in the front end. Hey James, I appreciate it. He says, loving these sessions over on YouTube. You live in London and came back for the sister's wedding, and then COVID hit. Oh man. Yeah, I had a couple of speeches lined up, or potentially lined up for 2020 and 2021 that would take me international, and just COVID hit and they all went away. Sucks. In December of 2019, I traveled to Cairo, and that was my first time truly out of the country, like out of North America. I've been to Canada several times, and that trip was incredible. I absolutely loved it. Oh, I see. So the background doesn't change. Basically, like, it changes when you're pressing it, but then it goes back to normal. Huh. Interesting. So here's the bad part about, or here's the bad thing about the background color not changing and not being fixed, is that on dark mode, that entire radio button thing is gonna disappear. You see that? It's totally gone. So that's an issue. Because I can't change the color of that PNG, right? It's set. We could do it with SVG and just call the text color, but even that would be kind of weird. Oh, here we go. We could do it with background color and clip background to padding. I didn't know that existed. Okay, let's try this. We'll do background color. Maybe we'll do pink. Just to see. No, that's not enough. We need more contrast. We'll do black, and then we'll clip it to padding. and then increase our padding maybe by like 4 pixels. Dude, I do not know what just happened there. All right, is this gonna work? Okay, so make sure you have a background color, image, gradient, or overlay applied. All right, so what? Clip background to content. There we go. There we go. So what we just did there was we used a what is the keyboard shortcut that allows you to do this? Hold on, maybe shift, option shift. I'm trying to change all of them. Option shift enter. Oh. How about 3 shift enter? That didn't work either. There's this keyboard shortcut where you can change all of the paddings at once. I don't know what it is. All right, let's see if this works better. Okay, so what I just did was I removed the PNG from the background. I set a background color, and then I'm clipping the background to the content. So it actually listens to the padding and applies the background only to that. That's gonna work great. So let's publish this and see how it goes. I need to visit Milan. I would love to visit Milan. Yeah. Here's what's on my bucket list. Top 3. Edinburgh and Scotland in general. That's where my family is from. That's where my ancestry is. Then Cambodia. I know it's weird, but it's one of those things where like I've seen the pictures of the temples and all the just incredible landscapes that they have over there. And I want to check it out. So that's definitely on the bucket list. And then I would love to be able to climb Kilimanjaro. So those are my top 3. But Rome, it's a close like 4 or 5, you know. So I want to get out more. The thing is I'd like to take my kids with me. Obviously, probably not to Cambodia because that seems like more of a dad only kind of thing. But yeah, definitely want to travel more. All right, I think we're good. The only thing that I'm going to do here is to just change our margins to like 0.5 instead of 0.6. Just want to reduce the size of the extrusion a bit because it feels like it's a bit much. So we'll go there, and then we need to change the container width to 0.5. And that's all good. And then the bottom border height to 0.5 EMs. And finally, the wrapper movement. So we'll do negative 0.5 and 0.5 here. And then of course we've got our triangle, which needs to be the width of 0.25 now instead of 0.3. Oops. How long did it take me to fluently work in Webflow? I'm pretty comfortable now. I think I was pretty comfortable by the end of the first website, which was actually Hamilton, believe it or not. There we go. Okay, so instead of messing with all these other radio buttons, I'm just going to delete them and duplicate this one, change the values. Collaboration. Let's say speaking. What would this be? Forgot. Interview. And sponsor. It's kind of annoying that you have to edit the choice value and the label. I wish the label would inherit. Speaking, interview, sponsorships. Just make sure I have the same languages up here. Collabs, interviews, speaking, partnerships. Okay, I'll just do partnerships. Okay, and then take a look at this wrapper real quick. Radio wrappers. Go ahead and distribute that. And I think we'll add a little margin on the bottom. Too far. And what I want to do is see if this actually helps the form shifting. Anybody know how to fix that? Where the rest of the form kind of shifts? Let me know, because I'm not too thrilled about that. Oh, look at the other radio buttons are kind of displaying that. You can see the bottom border on that. The Kai, keep missing the streams. Are the VODs going to be saved and or exported to YouTube? Yes, they're all on YouTube, on my personal channel. Yeah. Hamilton like the Broadway show? Yeah, no. Yeah, Hamilton Family Brewery. That website is not online anymore. Well, it's not under their domain. We still have it on a separate domain. I wonder why that's happening. Do you see that? Like with this hover? Oh, you know what? I bet you it's with the border. Border moon. Tell you what, let's just make this border 2 pixels anyway. Yep, that's what it was. It was the border change. It was impacting the height of the rest of it. Dang it. Guess we'll just need to do that. Okay, so this hover color is obnoxious. Absolutely obnoxious. We can just switch it around a little bit. So we'll do Submit button. The wrapper will go just transparent or black. And then on hover, we'll change it to pink instead. A little less dramatic. I think we're about good. Can reduce the margin on that. We'll do small. All right, let's publish this thing and see how it looks. Took a break to run the target and pick up Good and Gather to see what the hype is about. Nice. Which one did you get? Did you get the ginger peach? That's what I just downed. Okay, but I guys, I found the end game seltzer though. For real, we're gonna go to just chatting on this. Now, historically, I have not been a fan of LaCroix. Honestly, I've never found one that I actually love. I love the cheap stuff a little bit better. But I have found the end game, and the end game is Key Lime LaCroix. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not tried Key Lime LaCroix, you are missing out. Because this right here is so good. So good. Like, you know what? We're going for 2 seltzers today. It's a 2 seltzer kind of day. Strawberry mango? Dude, strawberry mango is great. But key lime. Oh. It's La Croix? It's not La Croix. It is not La Croix. We're gonna look this up here. How to pronounce La Croix. Now, it's not French. It's not French. Okay, so the problem is everyone is pronouncing the brand name wrong. It is not La Croix. La Croix is pronounced La Croix. Don't come at me. Don't come at me. It's not La Croix or La Croix, like the French might say it. See? The company. Hang on. Hold up. We're going to do this. Where is it? Don't come at me about seltzers now. Hold on now. Right here. Look at this. And helpfully mentions that it rhymes with La Croix. Boom. On the website. Better sit down. Better sit down. Such an American statement. Bam. It rhymes with enjoy. La Croix. I know my seltzers. I may not be an expert in anything but seltzer. That's right. Oh man, let's go ahead and I'm putting that link in the chat. Bam. La Croix, get out of here. I like how I was showing you something, but I literally didn't show you the website. Boom, right here. It's right here. How is LaCroix pronounced? It's LaCroix. It rhymes with enjoy. There you go. Let's take a French word and mispronounce it as the brand name. Get everybody confused. It's funny, the comments are rolling in, and here's how I read it. So Jordan says, little tip to get your drinks super cold quickly. Wrap them in a wet tissue and cloth and stick them in the freezer. And then right after base 10 was like, whoever thought it was a good idea to take a French name and butcher it like that is crazy. Here's how I read those two comments. I read, little tip to get you your drinks super cold. Take a French name and butcher it. No, it's LaCroix, people. Sit down. Oh boy. It's exhausting being right all the time. I don't know. Okay, so that didn't work. So you can see there, that is broken right here. That label is supposed to animate up. So we got to debug that. That's what I was noticing before, and it fixed itself. I mean, we should definitely have this be a 3D extrusion, right? Did I fix the border moving on hover? Yeah, it was the border thickness change. So I just made all of the borders 2 pixels. Pretty slick, if I do say so myself. This is bugging me though, for real. See, those work. It works right there. What's the deal? Let's try publishing again. Yeah, I was calling it La Croix for a while too. Y'all, the key lime one. End game. I'm telling you right now. Go get it. Drink it. Love it. 100% of my endorsement goes behind that. The partnership checkbox and email input don't line up right. You are correct, which is because there's some empty space around that. On hover, it lines up. So what are we gonna do there? The fact that these two line up is a happy accident. Like the fact that this column almost lines up, I think it's like this is 2 pixels away, is literally just a happy accident. I think what I'm gonna do is, in order to reduce that visual weirdness, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna add some margin onto the end of it, maybe like 1 EM, and we'll do, instead of just like space between, we'll just justify it left. So that way it just, you know, it's not confusing where it's like almost lined up but isn't. And we can just reorganize this so that, you know, it's not meant to be perfectly in line. And I think this had a label too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, how can I help right there? I need to add that right above the wrapper. Your OCD is triggering right now. Yeah, unfortunately that's the way it has to be, because literally as soon as I take this and I'm like, oh, you know what, partnerships and sponsorships, then we have some issues. So let's do as a child. We don't want to change width here. Let's do that on the button container. All right, so as soon as I do that kind of number, then we're in real trouble. So the fact that they line up almost is just a happy accident. I don't know if that is the right size there. Uh-oh, somebody fell off their bike outside. Got tears. You misread the speaking button as spanking. It was very confused. What's confusing about that? Is this really the last stream? It is the last desktop development stream. Everything that's left is really just like nitpicky stuff where we're going through with a fine-tooth comb and fixing things, and that is probably not going to make a great stream. Like, this is pretty nitpicky already, and just based on the viewership going down, like it's not interesting enough. Like, we've lost about half of the people. And granted, like, you know, you definitely don't have to stay for the whole stream, but it's a good indication that like the content isn't as interesting as it can be. All right, let's publish this one more time and make sure that that label is animating on the published version. Yeah, I think we're close. So on Tuesday, we'll go ahead and make this responsive, which should only take a couple hours. And then we move into more content-based stuff, which I'm probably not going to stream because I do want to do some reveal for you guys, especially you guys who have been watching the whole time. You know, you've noticed that I'm using literally the same images throughout the entire site. And that's just because, like, I want there to be a little bit of delight when the whole thing is launched. These are great. Stoked on that. Okay. Then add in. Okay, do you see that? It just popped up and then popped back down. What is the deal with that? The next stream is going to be responsive development. So we'll take it down to mobile devices and stuff like that. So we'll still be working in Webflow next stream. All right, who knows why that happened? Label for email. I'm in the inspector right now trying to figure out why that label didn't move up. That's nothing. Okay, so if we click on this here, make sure we have this selected and click here. Yeah, it didn't do it. These do it. Why is that? Am I going to show up in the site? let's send the photos. Yeah, that's funny. Could it be Grammarly? Let's try turning that off. Let's see. Can I just turn it off? Here, let's see here. Disable it forever. There we go. That was it. Holy shit. Grammarly. Interesting. Good call, Jordan. Okay, so that's a known bug. Weird, but okay. The other thing that's kind of weird is that the clickable area of these radio items is literally the label and not the container. Very strange. Hey, Jesus, thank you. I appreciate it. Grammarly does some weird things to InDesign too. Interesting. I didn't know that they had a integration with InDesign. I'm super happy with this form, guys. There's probably ways that we can make it just a little bit better, like making this button one of our 3D extrudes, but this is really cool. I like it. Okay. So let's just check to make sure that if we go and drop this thing down to, let's say, here's 1500, we're still going strong. Here's 1250, still looking good. 1200, still looking good. I think we're golden here. Yep. Wizardry. So good. Okay. So I'm not gonna do the 3D extrusion button right now. I will do that on my own time because it's kind of reiterating what we did here. But I gotta say, man, I'm pretty pumped. Let's just change this and add a bit of easing to that. Nice. Have you guys seen the dude on YouTube who eats MREs, like old MREs? Like all his content is him eating MREs from like World War II or World War I or Vietnam. The the ones are the worst. He has this thing whenever he says whenever he starts a video, he's like, okay, here's the MRE. Let's get this out onto a tray. Nice. So whenever I say nice or I hear somebody saying nice, I just hear that dude. Let's get this out onto the tray. Nice. All right, let's recap what we've got so far. We could probably do it on the front end. So you guys have been seeing this collab page for a while now. Probably edit that button, but all this looks good. I'm gonna remove this and actually put a button up here. So we'll do a main CTA that calls people to the collab page. We got a menu that opens. We've got hover effects on all of our menu items. The rotating text is something I still have to figure out. So we need to do that, but we've got now. And this page has some cool stuff going on. We've got our hover effects here on our external links. So that's kind of cool. We've got our sliders. And then of course we've got the dark mode that works really well. And all of our hover effects respond to that. Let's see the resources page. So these work all nicely. Button hover looks good. Hey, simmer down over there. My 13-year-old black lab is quite grumpy. Got our grid here. And we've got contact page. So I think we're in really good shape. Let's see. Where do I go for projects? We've done projects too. So let's do here. Let's try this. We'll go to projects. So that looks good. So we've built out the back end CMS to support all of that. And then I think we have a content page. Let's take a look. Yeah. So here's our content page, just in case somebody winds up here. And then each one of these has their own page with a related content field here. Let's do one that actually has something in it. So if you missed this one, if you missed this stream where we put together the content page, it's amazing. Not to pat myself on the back, but we've got one template that uses that can dynamically embed a podcast, a video, pretty much anything that we want. And you can see here, it works beautifully. All I need is the podcast ID, because I've done a bunch of these interviews all over the place, and I wanted one place to kind of have that. Here's a video. So we've just got this flexible feature space here that allows for the, us to embed content. And then we've got our blog posts, that kind of stuff. Yeah. All right, I think that's it. You have to gonna go back to that one, that logo design, how to present logo design. Oh, you've seen those, the YouTubes, the MRE guy? There was a dude that we used to play Warzone with that spoke exactly like that guy. It's all calm. It's like, when he said nice, it was just like, it was almost exactly the way that dude talked. So it's funny. Yeah. Oh, the stream where we built those pages. Yeah, the content page, that was a challenge, but it was a fun one. Like, I didn't want to throw my computer through the window. It was one of those things where, like, everything seemed to line up. Like, I was like, let's try this. And then we tried it, and it was a great idea. Oh, and the other thing that I'm really proud of, which is super, super simple, but I'll show you here. Let's try the fear article. Okay, so again, this is just something that, like, I've always wanted to do, but having an image embedded in a blog post that we were able to caption and then style the image caption uniquely. And this is what we did here. So this is actually the caption for this image, and you can set that in the CMS in Webflow, and it responds to the Webflow positioning of the image. So you don't have to have, like, a piece of content and then a gallery and then a piece of content. You can continue your rich text field and put your images directly in there and style the captions in a beautiful way there. So I'm super proud of these pages, and I think that this template is going to get a lot of use as far as, like, people coming to the site. All right, I think that's it. Yeah, it's 1:30. I got to get to work. So I will see you guys on Tuesday. And on Tuesday, we're going to be doing the responsive development in Webflow. So we'll take this website and make it work on a phone. And the way that I develop things in columns kind of leads to a very, very easy responsive thing. Well, I say that now. I better knock out some wood. All right, let's find somebody to raid. Oh, the stock guy is talking about the gas shortage. Did you see the picture of that person filling up, like, a big Tupperware full of gasoline? It's insane. Like, don't do that. Don't drive around like that. You're driving around with a freaking Molotov cocktail in your trunk. Crazies. Let's see if I know. Okay, so A is online, and we rated him last time. I'm hoping to catch Charlie again. I'm wondering if she's like still streaming. You saw a guy filling up plastic bags? No, you did not. No, you did not. With gasoline? Oh my God. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I don't see anybody else. There's tons of people doing art, but it's really like character design and stuff like that. So not truly applicable to what we're doing. We got to get more designers on here. You guys need to start streaming. All right, we'll raid A. He's a mod of the channel. Love his streams. Show him some love. I'm gonna wait until this ad ends. He's also a Twitch affiliate, so if you have a Prime membership, throw him your Prime sub. It doesn't cost you anything, and he gets money from that. So would love if you guys did that for him. That's you do that with Amazon Prime Gaming. So all right, let's go ahead and start this raid. Go A, and let me know when you're ready. Affiliates in the house. That's right. And especially for somebody that's independent like that and isn't attached to like a content company like the Future is, you know, every little bit helps. So go support him. All right, you guys ready to raid? Like I said, show him some love in the chat, and I will see you next time on Tuesday, where we focus on responsive development. Thanks so much for great conversations today. Had a blast. Thanks for dealing with my rant earlier, and I'll see you next week. Have a great weekend. Bye, everybody.